You're gonna outdrive a Ferrari. You're putting 10 grand worth of like stuff in the car, anyways. Hopefully, which isn't too
No,
difficult. I
you
mean,
should do it on a fucking like
on a
Clio.
Honda Civic. I'm gonna get a Kia Rio and get like a $10,000 exhaust system, so it sounds like fucking amazing. Gets great mile to the gallon. Can't beat anybody in a race, but I'm like just out here. It's like, is that like an Lexus LFA? Why is it? It sounds beautiful, and it's like a $17,000 piece of shit from Kia.
What's your favorite sleeper? Like a car
Like
that doesn't look like
sleeper.
it goes fast, but it really does.
Um, I mean the generic answer is like a station wagon, but I
Yeah,
do
right.
think they're like the superior vehicle. Like at the moment, there's not like as many cars that you consider as sleepers because a lot of cars are meant to look sporty or like off roady or something stupid for no fucking reason. Um, I mean, at the moment, every car kind of like tries to have a sportier version of it. Like even like Toyota has like sporty looking versions on Camry for Christ's sake. That's a hard one because most cars look kind of cool now, and if they don't, it's like I guess like the minivan's a good sleeper because those are just fun. Like a Toyota Sienna, like fucking like just sleeper it out. Like you don't know
Oh yeah,
anything. Like
if you spurred it, yeah, it could go.
you have like the valve shutoffs too, so like it can sound normal while you're driving. You open up the valves and fucking kick it in there. That'd be
Mhm.
pretty sick. Or maybe a Chrysler Pacifica, because at least
Yimra, I
then.
think this is like one of the episodes where you've like talked the most, which I approve of
Okay,
very
yeah. I mean,
much.
we start.
I,
I'm assuming
I
we
was gonna
technically
get
start at
with
some
you and
point.
So
start my
we're started. I actually played the intro a couple minutes ago while you were ranting, and like it cut right back into it perfectly. So like
It's just right in the heat of the moment,
it's
baby.
pretty much yeah. So with
I gotta
that,
ask car questions. I actually, yeah,
we'll
no,
discuss
yeah.
cars after I do the intro. Hold on. Welcome
Okay, okay,
everybody
okay.
to the altar. We had a very lovely, Yimra had a very lovely discussion about cars, which we will return to later on in the episode. Tonight we've got Les Races Max, aka Encaparado. You've got Yimra, aka Yimra, and you've got me, Ben, aka Based Heisenberg, aka Matt's fill-in, and Matt is still being tortured at an FBI black site. However, they have allowed him a typewriter, and he has started kind of warming up to write a manifesto by writing smaller college grade level essays. And his first essay was about gun control. So, in honor of him, we're using the title of his essay to launch our hashtag Free Moonlit Mac campaign.
It's not gonna get any traction. That's okay.
It's not
I'm
going to
kinda
get
hoping
any
for it,
traction.
because
He is
the
going to get
images of him being sandbagged right now is kind of
he's
turning
gonna
me on a
get
little bit.
straight piped in the shower every night, and they're gonna hit those harmonics.
Oh god, that was literally
I,
like the first. Oh, what are you saying?
I was just like, I really asked myself, like, would I just like get in fights every day so that like I could be in solitary and not have to deal with like the rape factor of jail, or is that like not a
I
thing?
I think I would rather have to deal with the rape factor than be in solitary, honestly.
Yeah, I think the mental anguish of being alone probably does more. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not an expert because I haven't been to jail. Thank Christ. I know people who have been to jail.
but you are a bottom.
Um, well, no, I, I,
Just
I
kidding.
I feel like I've explained this on an episode or so where I explained if I ever went to jail, one, I'd probably kill myself.
But if you didn't, what would you do?
If I did go to jail and it wasn't like county jail or like one of those ones where it's like called a camp where it's like not really a jail but like you still
It's like
gotta
some
go.
old barracks
What
where
if
they march you around in pajamas or whatever.
like Tent City, isn't it like in Arizona or New
They have
Mexico?
those all over, like the minimum security ones.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
there's the
okay.
ones where it's like there's no walls, but like pretty much like they say like, hey, you can like leave, but like we'll catch you anyways.
So
You
Yimmer's
try
going
leave, so.
to the same camp where they filmed the movie Holes, and he's going to be digging holes.
Oh yeah,
You
I'm
know.
gonna be burying my fucking fish down. Anyways, I always
Anyways,
said if I went to jail, my whole situation would be kind of difficult because I can't join the white gangs because they're usually Nazis or Aryans, and this isn't gonna work. I can't join the black gangs because being like basically below like a quarter of like anything that would be vaguely like considered that won't work. I can't
what
join the
if
Hispanics because I'm not Hispanic.
what if you go to a jail in New York that's like a special Italian jail for Italians?
Um,
Like that one they went to in
I
Goodfellas.
mean, there are like jails like in like most of New York, and a lot of them do have like mob guys, sure.
But yeah, like that
But
one from Goodfellas, you can like make pasta and sauce all day, and he'll like teach you how to slice the
yeah, I
garlic
mean,
really thin.
it's not like that anymore, and
Oh.
that thing of theirs is like still very much that thing of theirs. So like,
Ah,
I couldn't exactly like I could probably like associate kind of type beat if need be. My plan was basically find the biggest, toughest guy and be his bitch, because in that case, I'm gonna have to deal with one guy. He's gonna take care of me. I'm gonna be treated like a prince, and all I have to do is like just take some lumps from the guy. I'm gonna eat good. I'm gonna be taken care of. I have to never worry about getting fucking mugged and raped. I have just a one dude, and he's probably like a big tough guy, probably decent looking, well built, well taken care of, and he's got the rings, he's got the keys to the prison, and all I gotta do is just be pretty and keep him company. That's not too difficult. I think listen, you guys are laughing now, but both of you guys are gonna get fucking like double parked in your assholes in jail because
oh no, I'm taking the kill
Ben
myself route.
Ben can't join the Aryan gangs because all the white gangs in jail are all fucking Nazi gangs, and
I'll just tell all the black gangs that I know lawyers on the outside who can help them out. And
oh yeah, you're gonna go that angle. You're gonna be like an associate of the black gangs.
Mm-hmm.
The people don't realize like as much it would be nice for it to not be like a racial thing. Like you go to jail, it kind of just like you can be good with people. Sometimes some people are kind of exceptions.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if you don't want to get shivved and or raped, unless you have like really good rep, which I probably wouldn't have, you pretty much have to join a gang, and it's pretty much on racial lines almost exclusively. From what if when you went told.
What if when you went to prison, or when, I don't know what you're planning. It's your business. You can do whatever you want. What if all the prisoners are like, holy shit, it's Yimra? And it's like,
okay, I don't think that would happen because I would have to like.
Well, what if it did?
Insane shit. Well, in that
but
case,
like, what if there's like one prisoner with like a smuggled in fucking BlackBerry that he browses Tumblr with?
Oh,
and he's one of your subscribers.
Like that 2008 like flip phone when you can go.
Exactly. I mean, think about it like this. Who else would be thirsty enough to send you those kind of anon messages other than a dude locked in jail who maybe doesn't get that much ass? Maybe
it's like a corrections officer throws like the prisoner a phone like once a week. Is like, all
Pretty
right,
much.
You got 30 minutes or lockdown. He's like, all right, I wonder what Yimra's posting.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly.
It jerks off to like the pinned poster.
When I joined Tumblr, like I didn't know how following worked, like 10 years ago, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And so like I would bookmark people's blogs and like scroll their blog. Day to day.
This system actually kind of works though when you think about it, because if you follow enough people, I gotta clean like who I follow again.
Oh no, yeah,
I don't after a while.
Just
I follow like
I did that on my Facebook friends recently. I'm like, why do I care about like?
I don't even touch Facebook.
Like having a fifth kid or whatever, like, or like you want to, like, like virtue symbol about Ukraine and vaccines or something like that.
Listen,
like,
I already made like bad takes on like most things that are relevant as is. I don't need to see more and then add to it.
I have a surprisingly tame, like, normal social media presence. Like, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
Instagram is purely like just a vanity. I post memes on my story, then everybody in my like personal life is like, bro, Yim, like all your story is so funny. It's like, let me tell you how not funny I am anyways on Tumblr, where I'm liked by like 12 people. Then again, my post gets stolen to TikTok and Instagram and get like 1 million views or whatever.
Dude, like, yeah, like what the fuck is that about? Like
that's yeah.
You know what? I actually explained it to a coworker today because I was talking about a few things that you guys obviously are more aware of in my personal life and such. Mm-hmm. And I was explaining that whole situation. And it was like, what? And I was like, okay, so like, my coworkers have me on Instagram, so like I'm a mostly normal person socially, except I'm not, but whatever. I explained like, no, I'm like the whole meme, the niche internet micro celebrity, but I'm blocked by half the site. For some people's cases, completely understandable. If you don't like my opinions or don't like my posts or find me annoying, completely understandable. Block me. I have literally no problem with that. That's completely okay. if you think I'm a fascist and decide not to talk to me, block me because that's much better than reality. But I still maintain enough that I have posts that will literally reach all the way to like every sector. Like I'll have like I have followers that are like such a big brand. Like the whole situation with my blog is such a fucking nightmare because every once in a while like some political thing will come up where like half of y'all have an opinion about something and I literally like either I'll reblog both or like three different opinions because I don't care and I'd rather just watch my notes go fucking apeshit. Because someone's like, yeah, these people are scumbags, or like, no, these people are absolutely based and red pilled, or like, no, like these people are like really open minded and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, I literally just sometimes, even if I have an opinion, I won't even have a strong enough opinion to give a shit. I just kind of keep enjoying like just the notes where it's just like it's not me causing drama, but it's like people were blogging with like a completely alternative opinion and getting very upset, and then someone will DM me like, "Do you have this opinion?" It's like I don't care, or it's like I have like an opinion about it, but I just don't have a strong enough one to actually have like one where I don't want to get into an argument. I don't feel like causing drama. So it's 9 out of 10 times I'll blog 8 different opinions and then not give a shit, and then several people get upset. And it's like, did you see the post where I blogged the completely contrasting opinion? Did you see that part? No. Can you get upset at all of it then, or none of them at all? Like, make up your mind. Like today, I got like DM'd by somebody about like a whole another thing I'm not going to talk about because I don't feel like dealing with it. But someone was
That
like
dude
losing their
from
mind. I was
prison.
like, I literally blogged the original version before people added to it, where the point still stood, where I still agree with that opinion as well as the other one. And they were like, well, how can you deal with that? It's like, I just don't care. Like, someone said this, like, and I was like, I am also part of that group, but they don't care that I am part of that group. Because I also don't give a shit. It's Tumblr. Like, I'm not going to go outside and somebody's going to be like, oh, man, are you part of this group? And I'm like, eh. Like, just like the most, like, careless state. Like, are you bisexual? And I'm like, yeah. Like I am. I just don't care. And it's like, well, how could you not care about this issue? It's because like I do, but I don't care enough to like be vehemently annoying online about it. I've done that enough in the like almost what now 10 years of having the account, and I've learned that like I just don't care enough. And if I have an actual strong opinion about something, you'll only know because somebody's gonna clearly tell me that I'm wrong, and I'm probably gonna be wrong anyways, which is fine because I don't care. In the end of the day, 1 week after any type of drama, I'm like, all right, okay. But then also trying to explain that to someone I work with, let alone that I am gawked at by many a twinks and the occasional woman. I have to assume some of the Annans are women, just due to statistics, because I was followed
You'd
by a
be
bunch of
surprised. Like you go on some YouTube videos, it's 99% men.
yeah,
Watching.
no, but here's the thing. There's a lot of like at one point like a group of like not a group, like a very decent subsection of like female gore bloggers got really into me for like this was like I want to say like 8 months ago, maybe more. No, more than 8 months ago, like a year and some change. And I was just kind of like, I don't know what I reblogged that caused
Horror
this.
bloggers?
Like female gore bloggers, not like gore.
Yeah.
Well, okay, no, there was
No,
straight up
okay,
gore.
yeah, I know. That's like all pink
I know,
pastels
like,
and like
three normal
dismembered people.
Like
The
yeah,
rest of them
it's
are,
straight up like
trying to,
bordering on snuff films.
rekindle. Like the women on Tumblr, like the ones I encounter, like the new follows I get are like trying to literally like reincarnate Dylan Keybald and sleep with them. Okay.
Okay. No, I mean they're deranged, but they're not like that deranged. Like I'll
Yeah,
get like
like, there's
groups
like the
like
normal, there's
that.
totally normal ones, right? There's
Yeah, the more normal ones that just post like someone's intestines
like
being
cats and
hanged from a
gerbils.
rooftop. More consume. Some of that's more consumable, I guess, because I guess it's less of like a mental thing. It's more of just like the insides of people is pretty sick. It looks like a crime scene. I don't know. It's not my thing. I've read.
Yeah.
It's the visuals don't affect me. It's the smell that always got to me when I've ever dealt with like anything like that.
Dude,
But like
I don't mind it when I know it's a movie, but when I see somebody really fucked
the
up, I'm just
the
like,
funny
Yeah.
thing is the
Yeah.
reality compared to a movie is very different.
yeah,
Like because movies kind of train you for like this over the topness. There's a
yeah.
weird subtlety comparatively to like real like gore. I mean, yet again, for me, the visuals sometimes, especially if it was like a face that was fucked up, that's different. But like, if it's like for most of it, it really is the smell because
Well, like
like say
if you're cleaning an animal, you're just like I
like
don't
a
know.
dead
Maybe I'm wrong
raccoon
about it. It's
smells
like
different than a dead
go into it,
person
right?
because of like what they eat and like this the
Mm.
scale of it. And like if it's like the summer in New York City, like the smell is about 8 times fucking worse. It's like I don't know if you ever like dealt with chemicals and you smell like one bad smell, it doesn't leave you for like a week.
The smell
It's
of like a city in the summer with decomposition is something. Yeah, I like obviously
it,
not
it
New York City, but like I had that in upstate
yeah.
New York, and it's like it's something else.
It is a very unique smell, and then if you're like literally like directly like in front of it for like say a situation with either a coroner, police, EMT, etc. I mean, at a certain point, you just eventually decide to pick up like a little bit of something like that minty fucking whatever it's called to put
Vicks
under your
Vapor Rub.
nose. Yeah, like basically something like that, and you just kind of do that. But same with
Mm-hmm.
my sense of smell is pretty bad, but there's certain smells you can still pick up on in my case. Like
Mm.
we had a we had like a diesel pickup truck, and like there was some type of fluid that was like starting to like smoke up. I think it was like the urea, which is like basically pig urine that's like chemically altered,
Mm-hmm.
and like that was burning. And like it mixed with a bunch of other chemicals. You don't really smell it, and that like the smell of like a diesel truck kind of smells good. But
Mm-hmm.
if it's just a urea that's like pig urine that's chemically like commodified,
Mm-hmm.
it like sat with me for a week. And it's like one of those things where it's like literally anything you smell after that for like a week is like just smells like that but this.
Yeah.
So yeah, gore bloggers I don't really mind overall. I it's just not I try not to like judge
It's just
people.
like how did this happen? How did you people find me and why?
It's well yeah, well how it happens I have no idea, but I've just realized that I kind of have like a weirdly strong reach because like every once in a while I'll post something and it's just like a bunch of pride flags and like whatever, like I don't really care if someone's posting like their profile picture is a pride flag, like whatever, like you want to ship fucking some characters from some show I don't watch, whatever, I don't give a shit. It's your fucking choice. Like whatever. Like I don't care if it's cringe. It's cringe. Like you get roasted, but I'm not gonna call you a fucking low life loser unless you are a low life loser. But only if you're being a low life loser, or it's like 18 degrees of separation. And it's like we're not gonna fight. Like people did on my posts, like whatever. Unless it's like 1,000th time. Like care.
Well, what's the deal? Do you guys ever get like K-pop like
Oh yeah,
fandom blogs
yeah,
following
Yeah,
you
occasionally.
out of
yeah.
nowhere?
Sometimes like
That's okay.
honestly, I get a lot of followers sometimes that I think are like bots. But like
Yeah,
I've
no, I get
noticed
that.
a lot of the K-pop blogs like if I ever think it's a bot, it's usually like reblogging that shit.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
it's
and
like
it's probably just because like the bot's algorithm picked up some like your post was doing numbers for like 2 hours and it was looking at a window and saying
ex-
like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if
Let
you
me see
post
what we
like
got.
something vaguely, I wouldn't say generic, but something that just very much works for Tumblr, like you
mm,
use certain phrases or like you like say reference an animal, for example, that will get picked up by like your mutuals, and then their mutuals, by like 8 degree of separation. By that point, it's like out in the fucking circuit, and you're just gonna get like whatever. But sometimes it's like 2 or 3 blogs away. It's like, oh, that is like a totally different world already. But in my case, it's like it's whatever. Like it kind of makes sense. But for you guys, you're very much more like intensely, more openly political, or I guess the better word probably might be more right wing. Where I'm just kind of like, eh.
Yimra, you want to know something?
What? You gay?
I no, never. I
Oh, you like to
think
bathe?
some of those gore bloggers have found me. I was looking through my follower list to see like if I had any fucking K-pop bots, and I'm not seeing any of those. But well, yeah. Oh
no,
god.
the weirdest thing is getting like a K-pop follower and then like in the tags and replies they're like all like straight like right wing stuff, and you're just but like their blog is just like plastered with like BTS or whatever. I don't even know.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
don't.
yeah. There's certain like I guess fandoms, if you will, that like there's circles where it's like you kind of expect a political ideology, But when it's big enough, like say K-pop, eventually you kind of just have nice.
Very nice.
You have enough like anytime any type of community gets big enough, it kind of like say my favorite example is Fallout because Fallout is one of those like fandoms where it's so big and so like just so much cringe in it. Like no matter what, you're gonna find like someone who unironically supports like the Enclave. Like not just like I think their aesthetic is cool. I think like in the lore like they're interesting. Like no, like unironically like the Enclave are the good guys type beat. Where like as far as like a discussion in like say like whatever within the world or as a fun discussion, sure that's a fun like devil's advocate bullshit. Same with like Caesar's Legion, where it's like they're clearly not the good guys, but like it's a fun conversation. Like no, these guys are basically like if you're like a hardcore Enclave guy, I kind of hate to say it, but I kind of have to assume you're kind of a fucking nationalist and probably a scumbag.
I was gonna say, like, in high school, it's those kids who come in with, like, the fucking polo shirts, like, all the time with the pocket, and they've got the pencils, and they're like, teacher, don't forget to give us homework, and teacher, this person didn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, yeah, it's either that or it's like, yeah, I would like to join the army and kill a bunch of, like...
You're talking to a future U.S. Marine, okay?
Whoa, bro, I'm ROTC! Respect the uniform! Are you trying not to spit on their fucking, Pisca Piccolo?
Mm.
It's the same thing with Caesar's Legion, where it's like, I like the faction. You need to have a faction that's bad, but still has, like a few good points. I have to say that very harshly.
Nazis, right? Like the uniforms are on point.
I think like as far as like you need to have an antithesis to like other factions in a game,
like the NCR.
And as far as like Fallout goes, because Bethesda can't write for shit. No, they can do write fantasy. They can write fantasy. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with how they write fantasy. I don't mind it honestly, but how they write Fallout really is like upsetting because
the only Bethesda game I finished ever is Fallout 3.
Really, not New Vegas. It's usually the generic
I've tried
gamer.
to play New Vegas so many times, and I just like get to a certain point where I'm just like,
you gotta do the PC with like graphic mods, add a couple of guns and like clothing, but don't add any
not stable anymore. Like I only play PC, and it's just like I think it just crashed on me so much. I was just like I gave up on it.
Really, I mean, I'm not big on PC.
Nice PC too.
I don't really touch or care for PC because it's just like I'd rather play with a controller and I'd rather be on a TV, but then I have to plug a bunch of wires if I want to have that same situation. It's like at that point I'm just gonna play my PlayStation 5. Humble flex. But like when I modded Fallout New Vegas, I didn't have like any crashing issues with it. Honestly, like I put a bunch of graphic mods, add a bunch of like guns that like fit the vibe, some like other clothing items. Cause I wanted to have like a unique vibe. And like added stuff where it filled in the world a little bit more with like soldier patrols and like other like random like unique NPC type shits. A couple of quests. And I never had any issues with it like crashing. But that's also like I kind of probably just got lucky because I know like load odor is a big thing. But if I am going to do something stupid on my computer, either I fail miserably or I get lucky, or I put about 12 minutes of effort in and I get lucky as well. Which is my case with Fallout New Vegas. With Skyrim mods, different story. I wanted to cry in a shower.
I just don't have like the bug for RPGs. Like I put in, let me look right now. How many hours did I put it on? Oh, you know what? I finished all the Witchers. But those are like the only RPGs I've ever finished.
Really, as far as gameplay goes, Witcher I just can't enjoy as much. Usually I can get past that, but for someone with Witcher, I was like, I'm just gonna go on YouTube and watch cutscenes.
Maybe I'm just bad at like I always sucked at fighting games, except Smash Brothers. I'm kind of decent at.
Right? Yeah, driving.
Witcher combat is like colloquially known as like it's difficult, yes, but like a lot of people are like, it doesn't really have to work that way. It could be better. Like it's losing. It's just not fun to me. Yeah, it's a little. Sometimes it's a little janky. Like I love The Witcher 3. I play. You can, yeah. But, like, I play The Witcher 3 probably, like, once a year, at least, and, like, every time, like, if I do, like, a fresh playthrough, I have to drop the difficulty in the beginning of the game, because, like, you just get fucking destroyed.
Until you get good gear, you're just like... Ugh.
Exactly, yeah. And then you bump it back up, but it's, like, at first, it's like, yeah, I can't, like, I get one-hitted, and my last quick save was 7 minutes ago, I'm good. Like, Hold on.
Mhm.
Yeah, to certain like for certain games, I have to like actually like.
Well, I
play
can't
it.
for the life of me figure out how to like play like Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Like I bought a controller
That's
just
a
to play
trial.
it.
That's a trial by fire. I played Bloodborne for like probably a week. I have my boy from Finland who I don't think watches these podcasts, but
Shout
he's
out to Yim's
really
boy
in
from Finland,
my boy from
just in
Finland.
case.
Ian Skinny Boy.
My Finn boy. Who's really obsessed with that kind of stuff. He's like a hardcore like PC guy, but also big on PlayStation. But he likes he's like one of those guys who's just too smart for his own good kind of guys. So he's like really into like all the like those like fucking tactical shits, but also he loves like the Soulsborne shit. And he's really excited me to get Bloodborne because I'm very picky with my games. I want a game I want to enjoy. I'll end up buying a game, I'll fucking hate it, and I'll regret spending $60 I could have used on crack. Um, I played Bloodborne for probably a week. I enjoyed it, but then I just kind of stopped caring. There's certain games I'll just literally buy. I'll play for just enough time to get my full enjoyment out of it, and it might not even be like a hill to get over or difficulty. It's just like my brain just isn't prepared to enjoy it anymore. Like Fallout, like for instance, Fallout 76. Everybody hates it, but I'll join like an RP community, or like I'll find a couple of guys who want to like they'll have like a private server, set up like hardcore mode, and it's like, all right, I have 6 bullets and I have 1 can of beans, and we're gonna be just 2 guys who know each other and suffer in the rain and die of cancer within 3 weeks, and like that is peak fun for me. But then I can't play Fallout for like another like month and a half. Like right now, I'm like I'm starting to get back into Fallout because I saw one like little Dark Age music video for Fallout. And I was like, okay, all right, back to the vibes.
I used
So
to
yeah,
do
I
that
think
with
they're
like
taken out of it. Like, or does Stalker count as a RPG?
RPG. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an RPG, but
Did you guys
it's
ever
like its
play?
own thing.
You guys ever play DayZ back in the day?
Yeah, I have it on PlayStation and on PC. I played Daisy. It's a mixed bag because it's brutal enough where it's fun once you do succeed, but like you
You
do
very
spend
rarely
hours.
succeed, and you spend a
Yeah,
lot of time. Yeah.
like you can get an app where it tells you like how to translate the maps and like look at it like you can have an app. It's like called like I don't remember like I Survive or some stupid shit like I Survive with a Z somewhere in there.
Hmm.
Where it has an app where it tells you like all the locations where certain pickups are, which is kind of cheating and beats the purpose a little bit. You should kind of like just learn naturally over time.
Hmm.
Where I've had a lot of fun while going to a server, and then like the system of the game is kind of fun. Like once you do like take your fucking like lumps on it, where it's like I had a gun that had no bullets in it, but I racked the slide back and I robbed a guy and then took his shoes and force fed him a rotten banana with handcuffs and no keys. I told him to get the fuck out of Dodge because as far as he's concerned, I had 8 rounds in a 1911. I had no bullets. He could have wallywhopped my ass with a fucking knife he had on him, but he didn't know no better. Like that's a cool thing that can happen in the game where I can rob a guy with an empty gun and force feed him a banana while he's handcuffed. Like that's a thing you can do. That's very fun.
Hmm.
Or where I slowly build a car and then get shot by about 12 guys with M4s. Like that's also a fun time.
Hmm.
Like you gotta be you gotta be on the receiving end to eventually be on the other asshole, or you be the nice guy, or you just sit in one spot and hope for some other asshole with way nicer gear to come up in it, and then and then you just the fucking pink mist. You're like, all right, great, and then you realize there's 8 more of his friends there, and you're like, oh wow, I have 4 bullets. Oh
Whoops.
well, I'm gonna use 3 of these, and I guess you can't kill yourself with your own gun, sadly. So it's
Mm.
kind of just like, oh, all right, well. I'll kill him. I guess I'll just bushwhack out there. They can't carry all of his gear. I'll wait till they leave. It's fun in that sense, but it's like you also have to be fucking miserable half the time.
Mm.
Well, there's the 3 types of fun: type 1, type 2, type 3.
No, I don't. I have neither
So
form of
type 1
diabetes.
is it's fun in the moment and it's fun afterwards.
Uh-huh.
Type 2 is it's not fun in the moment, but afterwards you're like, oh, that was fun. It was a good experience.
It's
And then
it's
type,
it's like Futurama, where I don't laugh at the jokes while watching it, but if I think about it or talk about it with anybody, it's the funniest fucking show.
Yeah.
Or
and type 3 is it wasn't
diabetes.
fun at the time, and it's still not fun when you remember it. Like 2 years later, you're just like, wow, that sucked.
That sucked.
It was an
Mhm.
experience, though.
Yeah.
You tell us it was a great episode. You haven't stayed on a topic for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, like we're not even touching the title topic or anything I put
Why
in the bio.
would we?
I mean, that's fine. Viewers, just so you know, if you're new to this, that's what happens. Like, we'll just go off on a tangent, and that's the episode.
It's a running joke, right?
What's the point of talking gun rights? Like, we all know like what our answers are to that.
Yeah, gun control is fucking gay.
I
Communists eat
love
my
that
dick.
the transhumanist guy says he reported me to the DEA for showing a CAD file of the glong.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's like
we touched on that last time, didn't we?
We talked about this last time, yeah.
Oh, also, I bought some rings. I'm gonna show you.
Got some rings.
I bought some rings.
What you got, boy?
So I got this one. It's gonna be hard to see on this camera. I don't know how to like make this look like better. This one's shaped like a lighthouse. You can't see it very well, so I put like right to the camera.
Oh no, I can see it.
Okay, so this is a lighthouse. I got that one.
Is that for the Lighthouse, the movie?
Of course. I got Archangel Michael because I'm Italian.
Word.
You can't. It gets to be kind of hard to see.
That's required. That's
Is he kneeling on a demon?
I'm too drunk to tell you right now. I got this.
Yimmer, is that how you kneel on twinks like that?
Yeah, no, I start reciting in Aramaic, like just whatever Archangel Michael says in the Bible, and they start freaking out. But at that point, I have an unregistered firearm, so like that's not really much of an option. I'm of course joking to any twinks out there who are now getting scared and not turned on scared. And then I got this turquoise one because I love turquoise. Love turquoise colored things. Doesn't really. It works for my skin, but it's not for me.
Wait, is that like a aquamarine or like a topaz?
You listen. I'm not a jeweler.
Turquoise. No, hold on. Okay, I am. Turquoise is its own stone. Is it set into silver or is it like? What is it?
There's like a gold-like color, but the likelihood of this being real gold. I spent very little money on this. Is
no worries.
Like
So
it's probably all like steel or like the cheapest like zinc metal.
It's probably like stainless steel that's plated. Like I have like a gold stainless steel ring that's like beat the fuck now, but I wear it every day just because.
But this one has like the blue with like the little black like lines in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
turquoise. Fun factoid.
Turquoise is stone.
Turquoise is a specific stone, and it's actually like a lot of Native Americans work with it. Like out here in the Southwest, like Max, you probably know.
It's a big thing out there.
It's like turquoise set into silver, especially. Like you can go to Sundance Resort and probably drop like easily several thousands of dollars on like collector grade, like turquoise and silver. It's a big thing in the Southwest.
It's awesome, and there's a lot of if you go to the reses down by the Four Corners area and. You can get some really nice pieces and support the local economy.
I would say, go to the reses. Don't go to fucking Sundance. Fuck Sundance.
Yeah. I mean, if you ever can source me some turquoise jewelry, I'll send you the money to get it from them. I rather get the like. I want to get more turquoise shit just for myself in general. I like the color.
I'm going to the Res on Saturday. I might pass through a shop and see.
Yeah.
Word.
Okay, I'll eventually hit you up when I get like my birthday. My birthday's coming up, so.
Yimmer, when's your birthday? When's your birthday?
I'm not gonna say it on here. Okay. I want to have as much annoying information as possible, only known about me.
What's your sun sign at least?
I'm an Aries.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm a guy, so I don't know what the fuck that means. But for all the women and homosexuals out there. I mean, other homosexuals.
It means you like hot wax dripped on you because it's a fire sign.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember the times I've had hot wax on me. That's terrible. It's too much effort. Like it's like, hey babe, let me get the candle, and then you start like doing this. It's like
you like light it and then like make out for like 10 minutes, and then it's like you gotta pull hot wax.
It's just like. I'm okay with like putting effort into things and setting up for like whatever, but like wax just seems like too much. It seems like a weird amount of effort to put into something where you could just like just have like some metal next to a heater and like lightly press it. Like at that point. I don't mean like
I
you know
think
like
my favorite thing is like a spoon with like a lighter,
and then some
and
crack.
then and then some crack in it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's
The ultimate BDSM is just smoking crack with your betrothed. Yeah, people. I keep joking that I do crack,
Okay,
but people are actually seriously
in,
thinking I'm doing crack. Like I'm poor.
tell me, guys, are you psychically assaulted like I am anytime you watch cable television?
Yes.
It's
Depends
I
on what it
like I
is.
haven't watched I don't watch it anymore. I haven't had it since I moved out, and like I go and visit like my mom, and like the news is on, and this is why I brought it up is like this they run a story every 5 minutes about this couple that was like doing fentanyl and left their baby in the crib for like 20 hours and like it
Yeah,
shot itself
like
to
as if
death.
that's like the least horrible story you've heard about
And
like
it's like the
like
least horrible story out of everything going on. And
yeah.
they run
Yeah.
it like every 5 minutes, and then in between there's like ads for like the carpet store and like fucking tree farms. And
Tonight on ABC News, baby shits itself to death. But first, Ukraine. It's like some
yeah,
student
oh
in the
no,
field.
and then the Ukraine shit comes up, and you're just like, oh god, this is what the other side of the propaganda looks like. Of course,
Seriously.
like the
It's like
normies
and then you're
feel the
like
way
I
they do.
when you like look at it, you're kind of like, oh, I get it now. I get why they're like that. I would be that insane too.
Every
That's what, like,
day,
I think a lot of people have that
every
disconnect
day
is,
for
like,
decades. Imagine
like,
you're
you gotta think
60
about that.
every day.
These
not
boomers,
even 60. Like
Think about like you're like someone like my age, like early 20s, and like you trust CNN. We're not gonna have. Let's not even like be like, oh, like CNN. Like say you go to like a college, you're left leaning, you trust CNN. That let's not have this saying like, oh, like that's stupid. Like no, because that's just you were told to trust it, or you went to it yourself because oh, I'm left leaning, and then you're fed. Same thing as Fox News, where it's like you're right leaning. I'm gonna look at the news. And then you just it's just a constant line of the same shit of this one single like fucking worldview.
Mhm.
And then you kind of just have to sit there and be like, oh, I get why they're like that. Which is why I'm usually a little bit more patient because just like if you're fed like the same kind of shit from the same perspective, it kind of makes sense why somebody is as fucking violently virulent about whatever subject matter is at hand.
no,
Because
they've been programmed, right? Like,
well, yeah, I mean, it's the same for either political ideology, at least not political ideology, but for either leaning that doesn't take sources outside of that. I'm not saying take the source from Johnny fucking Green Book on the fucking site on Instagram, Twitter, or whatever. Like,
I think that might actually be a guy on CNN, Johnny Greenbook. I think he does the finance.
oh god, really?
I don't know.
I was thinking about was it the Green Book with
Greenwald. I think Greenwald's an actual journalist, but
Yeah,
no,
he's-
the Green Book or the Blue Book, or whatever from it was like a movie about a mob guy and he helps his like black like pianist through the South.
Oh, jeez. Yes, I know what you're talking about. It's Matthew
Yeah,
McConaughey
it's
and
with Viggo
somebody else, right?
Mortensen.
No, Viggo Mortensen, yeah. And, oh, God. The Green... Fuck. Stand by.
It's probably no, not the Green Mile. You're racist.
No, it's the Green
What?
Book.
There we go. I was thinking about that movie for some reason. I was like Johnny Green Book.
Johnny Green Book. Let's see. It's got Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali as Dr. Don Shirley, who's the pianist.
He was good in that movie. I'm not too sure about the history, like the reality of like the actual story.
it's like a historical
Goes-
fiction.
It's I feel like it's probably like 20% truth and the rest is like blurred and or bullshit. Like most historical things, which I feel like people forget with movies, is like they have no actual like they don't have to tell you a true story. Like outside of like getting sued for saying like this actually happened, but usually at the
Or
end,
killed
since
by
that
the mob.
Rasputin movie,
They,
Yeah.
they can say based on true events and like fucking have like
yeah, I mean, well, there's that
Yeah.
whole thing at the
white
end where
collars like
eh,
ass rape people and say, oh yeah, we saw.
yeah,
those
I mean, they
video."
have that loophole at the end ever since that Rasputin movie in like the early 1900s, where it's like if it just so happens to be based on like people, persons, events, whatever, it's purely
fiction.
coincidental. It this is a work of fiction, is purely coincidental. That has been like just a staple since that one Rasputin movie in the 1920s. Because I think several people were still alive when that movie came out about like Rasputin's death, and it kind of like said like a couple people were like responsible and like, no, I'm still alive, and I'm gonna sue the shit out of you. And ever since then, most movies, games, any other form of media will generally put that somewhere, usually in the credits.
Yeah, it'll be
As
like purely
which
fictitious.
yeah, which to be fair is probably just a safe move for literally anything, even if it is a
No,
goofy
you
like
have to cover
historical
your
film.
ass. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
mean, like, you have to take. I feel like people are really annoying with it, where it's like they have to take creative liberties because sometimes historical facts are too fucking bizarre for it to be put into a movie where people will be like, "That's fucking ridiculous." Other times it's like this movie would be boring as shit if we didn't have at least like a couple of minutes of some bullshit in there, or we take some
No,
creative
I like
liberties.
those historical movies where they actually tone shit down because it would be too unbelievable if like they went with like the straight like what actually happened
Yeah.
sort of thing. Like you read the biography and like the memoir from like two different people and they're both talking
Yeah.
about like Charlie Murphy and shit or
Like
whatever.
Gladiator is my favorite example where like they were gonna originally have like the lead like do ads for olive oil, but people were gonna be like, that's gonna feel like a weird sports
Yeah,
reference. But, like,
Gladiator. Yeah,
that's
they
an
have to
actual
point it
thing
out.
that they did back then.
Yeah,
Or
like
also that like the emperor that's referencing was actually like choked to death in his bathtub. But that would be like kind of not a good scene for that movie.
yeah.
It'd be very Greco-Roman. It'd be the most Greco-Roman thing to be choked out in that kind of scene. But in a bathtub. But that's not gonna be a good ending to the movie. You want Russell Crowe to have his little song and be like, "My name is Marcus Aurelius, leader of the Northern Army, father of a murdered child,
I
husband of a
love it
murdered
when people
wife,
ask me,
and I'll have my revenge."
am I Max or am I like a Maximilian or something like that? And I'm like, Maximus Gaius Aurelius, commander of the 29th. Yeah, and I just go into the whole thing.
That's still my favorite. Like, there's not a lot of good medieval movies as far as like, cause one the whole like, oh well, knights in like real conflict didn't actually fight like that. I was like, okay, like one, I feel like that's probably been overhyped by one historical guy being annoying on one of those YouTube videos. Like, they still like push someone to the ground and stab them through their eye slits. Like that still happened.
Yeah.
Yimra, I would suggest you watch The King on Netflix. It's about Henry V. It's Shakespeare's
is that
play
the one
on
with
Henry
Chris
V.
Pine?
No, it's the one with oh god, what the hell is his name?
Timothy
Timothy Chalamet. Yeah.
Oh, I hate him so much. He should,
No, dude, watch it.
I'm
Watch
sure.
it.
No, I've heard
I
great
like
things about the
it a lot.
movie, but hiring Timothy Chalamet to play someone who's wearing knight's armor just irks me for some reason.
No,
he's
like-
supposed to be young. He's supposed
Well,
to be like a
I know. I just.
Yimra, this is the thing though. Like they do basically like what you're talking about. Like they do have like knights duels, but like it comes down to some dude like crawling on top of the other and just getting him in the fucking eye or the neck or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, it's like them just
There-
grappling. Doing
There's a
jujitsu.
reason preferring a blunt weapon over a bladed weapon was a smarter move back then. When you're wearing basically what the equivalent of like tank armor for that time period. Like, yeah, a sword's not gonna really slash or cut. Like maybe it might be some blunt force trauma. But
What
a
if I told
hammer?
you Robert Pattinson was also in it?
Does he look like he's about to die of like tuberculosis?
Kind of.
That's every movie. That's a rhetorical question.
He plays some
There's,
like
like-
douchebag
And he's
French
got an
prince.
amazing French accent.
Yeah,
Oh
but,
my
but
God.
you know what? Against Timothy Chalamet, I you know what?
Just watch it for the Robert Pattinson scenes then.
Yeah, just Rob. Well, yeah, seriously.
I'll
Very
fast
enchanting.
forward through Timothy Chalamet. It's not even that he's like a bad actor. Like I've seen him in like Lady Bird, where he was not bad.
If you fast forward through Timothy Chalamet, that's like
The entire
80% of the movie.
That's okay because
Just look up Robert Pattinson scenes in The King.
yeah,
It's-
yeah.
Timothy Chalamet is not even a bad actor. I just don't like him in most things. Like, he's in Dune, where like he belongs because of his age and like how he looks. But like, if I want to see a character commit jihad, like you can have him like that in the beginning, but like near the end, he's got to. Or the second movie, he better be like hunked up. They better start feeding him fucking anabolic steroids.
Yimra, I feel
something,
like
'cause he
you're
can't be
just
a starting
jealous that you
Like the
didn't
Jim
get to.
Stalin kind of thing.
Yimra, you
I
didn't get
couldn't
to
take
jump
his
into
place.
Jason Momoa's arms on camera though, so that's why you're jealous and that's why you hate him.
Yeah, he seems like an actor who's probably not a pedophile.
Momoa?
Momoa, yeah.
I'd like
It's
to
even
think
like
so.
The Rock, where it's like he's like a Hollywood fucking slut, but like you don't see him like getting with kids because like he's The Rock. He's like Jason Momoa. Like what the
Hmm.
they got bitches in a respectful term. This is
Well,
more of in the meme bitches, not
I
like
mean-
I always usually hate using that term in
Well,
general.
like, what's the controversy with like Drake and shit, right? Like,
Oh, well, he was trying
he
to hit up
talks
Millie
to,
Bobby
what's her name,
Brown
with
when she
11,
was like
Millie Bobby Brown.
15. No, she was 15, but yeah,
Yeah,
Millie
no,
Bobby
but, like-
Brown. No, so
And,
what
like-
happened was like I don't remember if she was giving an interview or she was just like making tweets on Twitter, but like she mentioned that like Drake was texting her, and everyone was
Yeah.
like, "Why is Drake texting you? Why?
No,
Tell us."
and it's just, but like all of these child actors like just think it's normal.
No,
right?
it's not. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, duh.
So
Well, like it's also too is like okay, like an older actor or musician may like want to help them like in the industry. If you want to give them that like little leeway, okay, but it's Drake.
Yeah.
What the fuck has Drake got to do with the character? Like what she was known
Here's
for
the
at the
thing
time
though.
was
Here's the
11.
thing though. Think about Drake's music and like the kind of like immature shit he like really kind of does.
Drake does the what was a sad, disgusting genre. Which, to be fair, when I'm a few years back, a little soft boy. Okay, I'll take the moniker, even though I'm not a soft boy because I don't know. I don't cry that much. That's in the shower. All right. I don't do it in public wearing a beanie and a fucking gay hoodie. But like Drake's songs are built for like the soft boy nice guy, which is like.
No one understands me, and I'm so messed up here, and no one understands me, and I just wanna be with one, a girl that understands me. Like, would you understand me? I'm so crazy up here, and I just need somebody to understand me. Like, that's their in.
it's literally like the 25-year-old dude that dates high school chicks.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Mhm.
And
like
it's his angle to like feel deep and make them
it's-
feel older than they think they are. And stuff
it's like that meme I always post every once in a while. I was like, oh shit,
Shit, the white boy's playing Marvin's Room. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody run, especially if you're underage. And I don't want to knock necessarily Drake's music overall. Like, Drake is a scumbag. He should be shot in the street, just like XXXTentacion. Does that mean I
Well,
don't
he
like
was.
his music?
No.
Well, he was shot in the street, but I think that was over
Yes.
money. I don't think that was over like him being a piece of shit.
I mean,
It doesn't matter. In the end of the day, he got what he had coming to him. But like, does that mean I don't like his music? I mean, I don't like a lot of X's music, but there's unironically some
like
good
any-
songs in my opinion.
Like,
I think
Drake
he
has
had,
some
like-
good music too, but
Hmm.
like that doesn't undo the fact that he is, as far as I'm aware, probably a kid fucker, and if he isn't, he's attempting to be a kid fucker, but most likely he is, because if you're only hearing about Millie Bobby Brown texting him, a guy with his kind of money.
you see,
is kinda-
Bobby Brown's 15. She's not a kid, so it's not pedophilia. It's technically pedophilia. So just waiting for that
the fact I
fucking
don't
guy
know,
to
I
pop
don't
up.
even know the term differences. I don't even read that shit when someone.
I only
does
know
the
because
excuse.
I've seen the argument too many times.
You see it
and,
like 100 times. My brain literally just kind of like
Yeah,
just.
just snorted that
Well-
shit right out.
I mean that could be like an actual topic for the show. Is like,
I think we'd all get very angry.
Like, actual group
Yeah.
of-
I feel it's one of those topics where it'd just be like we kind of all would be on the same point within 10 seconds.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, like you should be shot. All right, that's it.
Dead pedophiles
Okay,
do not reoffend. Have a nice night.
If you don't commit and you are thinking of doing it, go see somebody. If you commit something, you'll be shot in the street like a dog. But if you haven't done anything and you have thoughts about it, see somebody because you have something wrong with you. And that's it. That's as far as my opinion goes.
Yeah, you're likely recreating childhood trauma. and have
Yeah,
to
that's
work
it
through that,
is
right?
it is a vicious cycle. Most people who do commit some type of molestation, generally, majority of the time, are victims. I mean, yet again, Drake is probably a great example. He was under Degrassi. I'm not sure what his career was before that, but
Dude,
to
all
say
the
that he
kids
probably
on-
wasn't.
How can these parents like not know about like the Weinstein system?
I think in their case, it's kind of like either they don't know, and then like by the time they do, it's too late.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like, well, now they're kind of fucked too because I'm sure they can have. Because here's the thing.
And I've learned this not from like it personally happened to me, thank God, but bribery doesn't mean shit when you have blackmail. Someone can take $100,000 and go to the government if they want to and say they I got bribed $50,000. but you get blackmailed. You're not going to anybody. Unless the guilt is so bad. But yet again, the person who's blackmailing you probably has a lot of blackmail and some powerful people, so they'll make sure the media spins up some other shit too. So no matter what, you're fucked. Blackmail works better than bribery every fucking time.
Like nobody talks about like that the Republican House leader from like 2000 to 2008 or 6, whatever it was literally like arrested on child pornography charges, right? And
Really?
nobody brings it up. And like
What's
nobody,
his name? What's his name?
it's like not even like a low blow, like casual thing. And like now we've got this Hunter Biden stuff coming out, and then like the Biden administration's trying to clamp down on revenge porn, like unallowed explicit images of people.
Yeah, like setting
without
explicit
their
images
consent,
of you and
which I
somebody
agree
else
with.
without the
But
consent of the other
there's
partner.
something different about the son of the former vice president who receives millions of dollars from foreign corporations for sitting on no-show jobs. Sleeping
Listen,
with
no-show jobs are
prostitutes
for mob
and sleeping
guys,
with
okay? That's what they're for.
What is
So
it?
Max, real quick.
No-show jobs are for mob guys.
So Max, real quick. I just fact checked you, and it panned out. Former House Speaker Dennis Hastert is not allowed to be alone with children, according to a judge.
Okay, that's
that's
a
the
minor
guy.
victory.
Nobody brings it up. Like, you'd think it would be big news that the guy who was like the head, like essentially the Speaker of the House, right? He's
Well-
or was he like just the House Republican?
No,
majority?
he was the House Speaker.
House
But
of
like,
Rep?
here's the thing:
Okay.
Nancy
Yeah, so it's
Pelosi
just
is
Prime Minister.
clearly malfunctioning on a daily basis, like on camera, on live TV, and everyone's just like,
Well, I mean, the thing is, and I think the reality is a lot of these older politicians. I'm not saying they're doing speed or fucking crank, but
They
they're
have
either heavily
dementia.
dedicated.
Adrenochrome.
Well,
adrenochrome. It's adrenochrome.
Biden is literally like mentally deficient. Like that's a given fact.
Did you
I
watch
don't
the
know what.
pathetic video of him wandering around while
I
That
try
was
not to
so,
watch any
dude.
videos.
It's
Why
elder
Nancy-
abuse, man. It's so sad. He's like, he
It's-
doesn't know where he is or what
yeah.
he's doing.
Yeah, at a certain point, it's more sad. That, like, I don't even
It
want to be
really
mad at the
is.
guy anymore. 'Cause,
It's
I
like,
don't
yeah,
think
he's a
even
fucking
aware who
war
he is.
criminal, but it's like, oh god, it's so pathetic.
Because like at this
ah.
point, it's like, does he even know who he is, or like, does it come back to him? Which must be horrifying. Like, what if you're a bad person and you remember you're a bad person?
he keeps telling the same stories about like riding with truck drivers that he made up like when he was running for Senate back in the 70s or whatever. Like
No,
he's
listen
going
here,
back-
Jack. If old corn pops say the Shanghai Shivers ain't no big deal, you could take that to the bank.
I just, like no, he's forgotten like all the reasons like he lost every presidential campaign for the last 40 years, and he just goes on like these rants like of all these things that he thinks are smart. He's never
That
been
guy,
smart
but, like,
behind the
that, like,
room.
The
So
fact
now-
that like we're all
Another
we're,
point.
like, yeah.
He was talking about how, like, what was he giving a speech on? It was like the economy or Ukraine, and he starts talking about how, like, yeah, and sometimes, you get into a situation with a person and it's like a sexual situation and they get like photos of you and they use it for blackmail, and that's not cool. And like, I don't remember if he said the sexual part, but he definitely said, yeah, and then somebody uses like photos, they take a used secret and they use it for blackmail, and that's not cool. And everyone's like, what? Where the fuck did that come from? What are you talking about?
No, they declared like April as like violence or like sexual or women violence thing
Oh,
awareness month, and he's like passing all these rules about like online revenge porn, which is like those are good things, but like
Mhm.
I have a sneaking suspicion that it's to kind of put a tamp on like images of Hunter spreading.
they just did a report today too about like that shit from his laptop and how like the dude who actually turned it over to the FBI and like, or the whistleblower, excuse me, is like in hiding somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
if you don't have a hookup with like the they don't have the KGB anymore. What is it? The FSB?
FSB.
FSB.
The FSB or like the Mossad or something like that, and like
It's
you've
a
got
Mossad.
like compromat, on fucking like the US, government, like you need like that hard drive sitting in like a safety deposit box in like some Israeli, bank or something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Swiss bank is really bang.
Or a Swiss bank, yeah, that
Or
would
in
be
like some like Caribbean or like Southeast Asian like fucking bank where like the laws are so skewed.
well,
Yeah,
it's,
I
I
would
mean,
do a Swiss bank personally, but that's me.
Yeah.
yeah, of course
Well,
you would know.
I just said Israeli because I was like, oh, the Israelis like to play
You
both
just got
sides.
it.
They want
You think I'm
everything.
gonna put money in an Israeli bank? What, you fuck-cocked motherfucker? You, what's wrong with
No,
you?
go Swiss. All about the Swiss. Okay. But
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
fuck the
yeah.
Israeli government.
You know the thing is too is like yeah, if say the FSB or the CIA or like say the U.S. government or the Russian government reveals anything about the other governments, like you still gotta take it with a grain of salt no matter what, because obviously like even if it's real, there's an intention behind it that's malicious. Like yeah, the FSB reveals something about Hunter Biden, but it's mostly like they're probably using that tactically at the moment to like create at least a little bit of like a a certain dynamic. Same with the CIA or whatever, like releasing something
Just like the government doesn't reveal something like for no fucking reason. And they're like, oh fucky wucky, here you go. We just got this. Let you guys know about this.
Well, it seems
Same-
like
same with the FSB.
every other year now too. On your point, Yirmer, like it seems like there's like, oh, Pentagon releases new footage of alien ships and UFOs and says they're out there, and it's like every once in a while it's like,
No,
oh, okay,
they're the spy planes. Like anything
yeah,
about aliens is either spy planes or
Yeah, I think it was the one
experimental tech. I mean, at this point, I mean the whole alien thing has been like proven with like CIA like released like released because of time or like whatever people requested it, or it really doesn't matter anymore now kind of thing. Where it's like, yeah, they were spy plane stuff, and like one guy just kind of said it was alien. Like one guy came up to us like,
I know you guys are hiding there. And this guy's like, oh fuck, we're gonna have to kill this guy. He's like, it's aliens. Like, oh thank God, I don't have to kill this guy. Yes, it's aliens.
yes,
I'll give you the
citizen.
big scoop. And then that guy, I think, eventually like realized he was kind of fucked over. And like, no, guys, it's not aliens. It's fucking spy planes. I never thought he was a fucking like nut job. Which I mean, he still kind of was. And it's like,
it is real, or I forget what other country said like, yeah, like we talked to aliens, like
It's always
like-
been a strategy to play up like the most like detached kind of
Detached,
ideas within
but
a
like
movie.
enough that you can get like evidence where you kind of be like, oh, I can kind of see. Like the whole thing with aliens is like I'm big on like listening to like I'm big into like the space stuff, not from like a scientific standpoint, more of like just an interesting topic, where it's like,
okay, so you're saying we know aliens exist. Okay, so they're from a different planet that most likely doesn't require water and oxygen, most likely, because we use that as a standard because it's the only standard we know. Okay, so that's already a standard we're going to remove. Then in addition, we have to assume that they can hear and understand in any way our sound waves, then translate that into a conversational piece, and they've had a conversation with some type of government, and then you have to keep that a secret. Which, okay, maybe you can keep that a secret. Maybe. But that is already like 5 separate degrees of like such a small percentage. Let alone we're on the outside border of the galaxy. I think we're somewhat a little bit
We're like
within it.
2/3 out.
Mhm.
2/3 out. Let alone we're kind of not really an area you would look for. And people are like, oh, we're going to finally properly send out radio waves. We've been sending out radio waves since at least the 1920s, properly enough that like they can actually kind of like get out. So we've had 100 years of that. So someone has to be within 100 light years. Then within that time, respond and or come to us. And then they're going to go, and when they come here, they're not going to land. They're not going to do this, or that. They're going to talk to the government, which also is just yet again, you have to assume so many things on top of one of another. They have to be carbon-based life forms that can understand or have the technology to understand. They have to have probably faster than light travel. Like the degrees of like logic you have to reach to like
This is
get
why
to this
I
is like
Arrival.
insane.
The
Arrival is probably the best take on it, where like,
Yeah.
okay, they are probably some type of carbon or silicon based life form. They have a language that can be over time understood, because the whole thing is like their ability to understand time is different than us. That's why their language is like a circle. Okay, like that is probably as close as to how we could understand another language from a totally separate evolution. My favorite thing is was that fucking Hawkins is like, yeah, if I'm not gonna do his robot voice. I'm gonna do a voice of an idiot. Yeah, if aliens meet us, it's gonna be like Columbus. And it's like, okay, from a technological thing, why would they enslave us when they have an entire universe that are able to travel? What resources here that's so important? You don't need slaves. You don't need gold. You don't need water. You don't need oxygen. You get that from fucking several planets around from us. In addition, like the logic is just, and they're like, oh, they're gonna give us a disease. They're from a separate evolution. Their bacteria would not know how to fucking attack us. It would literally take probably millions of years for it to figure it out. Unless it's like some super advanced. It knows it's just so above our understanding.
Space COVID.
Yeah, it's like the level of like understanding, and like they would have to be so mecha advanced for like the logic of leap of logics for it to work. It would be like to the point like they wouldn't meet the government. They would just meet Earth.
It would be more likely the aliens would come. Like the only thing that's unique about Earth is like our life chemistry. Like they would probably want to come to Earth to like get shrooms or weed or something like that.
Or just like, hey, there's other
that's
people.
like the only compound that like oh, this is the only place where this developed. We need to get like, you know, or some mushroom makes something that makes them like really high, and they can extract that.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a hundred, like there's like the Fermi paradox, like a bunch of theories on like if aliens do exist and they do know we exist. There's a bunch of reasons as to why they may not. Blah blah blah.
There's also a bunch of reasons as to why we don't want them to know.
Yeah, but the end all be all situation with it is if you think the aliens exist, which technically they probably do to some extent, but intelligent life that we're going to know about in the universe or the galaxy probably won't happen. We probably will never know. We'll probably be a dead planet that someone's going to find, maybe if we're lucky, in a million years, where they're going to find the moon and see like a flag that's just white and be like, well, that metal shouldn't be there. And they'll call it a day. And if they do, why in the goddamn fuck would they talk to Israel and or America? Why would they go to the government? Like institutionally, it doesn't make sense. Like, we're going to respectfully go to one of two governments, not the UN. How they would do that is a whole separate issue. Like, would.
Max, you're right. They would probably go to the Mormons because, well,
they're the chosen people. Them, to be fair, the Jews are the chosen people.
Planet to planet, spreading the good news. Okay, and the aliens are going to come back to Earth and chill with us, right?
It's magic underwear is actually like space underwear. They wear.
I hate to reference The Good Place, but I remember where it was like one guy was 80% right about how like death works. It was like some guy who did like shrooms in the 70s, and he has like a plaque. It's like that, but it's just like Mormonism is somehow like 80% right. So like, like this is how it ended up working of all religions.
Not, but I'm like,
I deeply fucking hope not. If that's the case, I'm killing myself and this whole planet. I'm going to cause a nuclear problem.
Like, I mean, honestly, if I was going to invent a religion and I was like, you know, cribbing off of Christianity, I'm like, I need to update this for this whole New World thing. And you know, you'd get Mormonism at the end of the day, right? But sometimes
but like, what if it was like not creepy and
like
weird?
The most arcane shit, the oldest thing that is just like, yeah, we'll never know. It like that's the thing that gets me about like we know Joseph Smith was a dude, right? And we like know.
I think that kind of makes it also the problem too. Is like
power to you if you want to do that thing, but
like Jesus' time, like he's just some guy. Like even then, I'm sure it was like this is some guy. Like yeah, I think they were a little bit more closely to deeply believing, not just religion, but like just like the mysticism of everything a little bit more. But even then, like a lot of people were like, Jesus is just a dude, and even if he was just a dude, he was a dude who probably did some great things. But like, was he the son of Christ? I don't know.
That's Arianism.
Not. You gotta add more detail to that because I know what you're talking about, but the viewers will not. When you say Arianism, we don't mean a bunch of crackers in a bunch of poorly fitted Hugo Boss.
Which Hugo Boss, by the way, didn't design them; they manufactured them. And the uniforms did not work functionally as military uniforms, by the way. So just a quick statement on the Hugo Boss thing. They were not made by them. They were not designed by them. I'm sorry, they were made by them, but they were not designed. They were manufactured poorly by them.
So, no, the Arianism, like, oh, Jesus was just a dude. I mean, that kind of gets into Messianic Judaism too, right? Which, like,
Well, yeah, I mean,
Jesus was
Jews
a
and
nice
Islam
spiritual
does
guy.
acknowledge
Please,
that
can we
Jesus
not?
exists.
Can we talk or not talk about the Messianics, please? I can't. I can't right now. I can't do
No,
it.
no. We don't know. Like,
I mean, we're already
I
over
think
time
there's
as far as I'm
something
aware.
to,
You know,
like, go with like the
this is an
oldest
extended
thing we
episode,
can
but
get.
not by choice.
So you guys know that meme where it's like it's like the different it says like tit guys and like ass guys, thigh guys, and then it's like feet dude in the corner, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Eh." Like it's like Orthodox Jews, Hasidic Jews, Reconstructionist Jews, Jews, which is like where I am, and then over here you have Messianic Jews, and we're just like, no.
No, no.
We can all agree, no. Well, with that, now that we've officially pissed off the Mormon and Jewish community, and most likely the Christian community, I believe.
Catholics while we're at it.
Can we throw any other religions under the bus here?
I mean,
I'll quickly say that when Luther
Shinto?
put down that fucking 93 theses, he should have been crucified on the fucking spot. Not that the Catholic Church and or the Pope are exactly great either, but Luther, burn in hell where you belong, you piece of shit. You should have been crucified. The Pope should be shot in the street like a dog. I'm going straight to hell for that one. I know.
You're Italian
But,
too, damn.
Yeah, I'm Roman Catholic as fuck too.
Dude,
but-
fuck, God.
I mean,
damn.
name me a good Pope in my lifetime. There's not very
the
many.
only
by
one
the
I
way.
can think of was Jude Law, but that was a TV show, so there's none.
That was a good TV show.
That is a
Not
good
all
TV show.
Nice or good.
I mean, he did.
I don't know.
Wasn't
It
he the
doesn't
one
matter.
who like shuffled
We're
all the like
pissing them all.
the pedophile
I'm
priests
not going to say
around?
anything about Islam because there's so many different sects of
yeah,
Islam that I don't understand. That I'm just going to say like Islam. You know what? You guys are good for now. I don't know enough outside of like Wahhabism being fucking batshit insane.
Orthodox,
Well, Orthodox what?
like Christianity, like
Russian Orthodox gets a pass. Greek Orthodox though, Greek Orthodox I don't know enough about, but there's a Greek Orthodox church near me, and I fucking hate the building. It's so fucking ugly, and every person I know who's Greek Orthodox in my town, I also don't care for. I have nothing. I have no idea. I have no information about the church. The church could be literally like a really good religion. It could be a solid religion. As far as I'm concerned right now, with literally no research and only personal experiences from looking at a church and the people I know, fuck Greek Orthodoxy. Russian Orthodoxy is on thin fucking ice.
Basically.
No, I don't think I'm not gonna count that. I'm gonna give them a little leeway. I'm gonna still say fuck Greek Orthodoxy. Russian Orthodoxy is on like mostly thin ice. I'll give it a little bit of thickness.
Or Russian Orthodoxy, you're on watch.
You're on watch. Roman Catholicism isn't much. Basically, it's not that I'm anti-religion. It's just a lot of them have like clear flaws. It's just like agnostic, the Dr. Pepper of religions, as a reference South Park. Which, listen, I got good jokes every once in a while. I don't want to tell you.
All right. Ben was trying to wrap up.
No. But real quick,
It's fine.
Islam still gets a pass. Islam's good for now. I don't know when I'm not going to say any one way or the other. Outside Wahhabism is like kind of fucked up.
Yimra,
That's
you
as
just don't
far
want
as
to
I'm
get
aware.
decapitated. Admit it.
Listen, I grow a little bit of facial hair. I let this hair grow. I style it the right way. I can go over there. They won't know the difference.
True, actually, yeah. You do well in Morocco.
I
And with that,
You do well in Morocco. Okay, that's a good way to sign off.
ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have a good night. Take care, sweet dreams, and as always, fuck the federal government.